Hello, good morning friends. We are back again to continue our discussion with the conventional sources of energy. Conventional sources of energy. So, we covered a number of conventional sources of energy in the last class, like firewood, petroleum, fossil fuel like coal, and so on. And we shall see one more. There is one more conventional source of energy, that is called hydel power. That is the power that is generated from the water. That is called hydel power. So the electricity that we use, mostly it is coming from hydel power. Let's see how it is created. You can take your textbook, page number 32. So rain water or river water stored in dams is made to fall from heights. So across the river, dams are made very high, and therefore the water is piled up, and then that water is made to fall down from very high, from the top of the dam, and then it will have great force, and with that water it is directed through pipe and it is entering into the turbine blades. So just like fan, the blades will be there, and because of the water, the force of the water hitting the blade of the turbine, it starts rotating, it starts running. So because of that rotation, the speed it gets, the generator is working. Now we have generator running with petrol or diesel, and because of this petrol's power or diesel's power, the fan, the blades are running, and because of the running, generator is working and the electricity is made. So in the same way, here the turbine blades are running because of the water force, and then it makes the generator to run and electricity is produced. Then that is called the hydroelectric electricity. So hydro, remember the word hydro, it means coming from water, and so it is either river water is stored up or rainwater is stored up, and it is made to fall from the height. So the height matters, then only there will be high speed. If the speed is low, means the turbine blades will not run very fast, then the electricity production will be very less. So the speed matters. The higher the speed or higher the height, the greater will be the strength of the water. And this water that is discharged, so water will be falling into turbine blades, and then the water will be flowing again. So that water is used for irrigation purpose. So with the dam we can use it for generating electricity, and then same time that water will not be wasted, it will be directed to the farms for irrigation purpose. Then 1/4 of the world's electricity is produced by hydropower. So the total electricity that is produced in the world, 1/4, that is 25% of the electricity that is used in the whole world is coming from hydroelectricity, hydropower. That means so much of electricity is produced all over the world from the water. And the leading producers of hydropower in the world are Paraguay. So Paraguay is the country that produces maximum amount of hydropower. Then apart from Paraguay, there are also some countries like Norway, Brazil and China. So our neighbor China also is good for producing electricity with water. And some important hydropower stations in India. So India also has got a lot of hydropower stations. Let's see which are they. One is Bhakranangal project, another one is Gandhi Sagar project, another one is Nagarjuna Sagar projects, and Damodar Valley project. So these are the four main hydel power stations in India. Let's say once again. One is Bakranangal project, another one is Gandhi Sagar project, another one is Nagarjuna Sagar project, and the fourth one is Damodar Valley project. So we can underline and learn, read again and again and by heart these names. The four major hydel power stations in India. And we said the first country that started developing the hydroelectricity in the world. The first country is Norway. So you can underline that also. You'll find in your textbook in the column here, given here, the GK. Do you know? So the first country in the world that started producing hydroelectricity, or who invented the hydroelectricity, is the country Norway. Now we can turn back your page number 30. You will find a chart there. A chart is given there. You will find that. So here we deal with different types of conventional sources of energy that we have already studied. So like oil, natural gas, then firewood, coal, hydropower and so on. So we have already studied and we shall see them again. What are their advantages? What are their disadvantages? So every object will have advantage as well as disadvantage. So let's see, if we use oil, what is the advantage or what is the disadvantage? That is what we are going to see. So first let us see the advantage of using oil. Oil means the petroleum products, diesel, petrol, kerosene, all that. So advantage is easier to transport. So it is easy to transport from one place to another, or where it is purified. From there it can be carried easily with tankers. So in India we carry the oil with the help of tankers. Then second one is, it is the basis of petrochemical industry. So we have so many industries that are running with oil. So if this oil is not there, then all those industries will be in trouble. They will not have enough fuel and they will not be able to function. Therefore, the oil is the very basis of petrochemical industry. So these are the two advantages of this using oil. Easier to transport with a tanker, then easy, it is the basis for petrochemical industry. Now let us see what are the advantages of using natural gas. Natural gas, CNG or LPG and so on. So this also an advantage that it is easy to transfer. We can transfer from one place to another, and the oil is transferred by tanker, but natural gas is transferred not in the tanker, but it is mainly through pipelines. So we connect pipe from one place to another and it is sent through pipe. Just like water is sent by pipe, the gas also is sent by pipe. So we can reach the place safe and faster. So we do not take much time to reach there. Where they need to open the tap, open the pipe, and they will be able to collect the gas. So that is one advantage, very easy to transport. Then cleaner than oil and coal. So if you use the natural gas, then it is very clean. It does not pollute the atmosphere. So it is much more clean than oil and coal. If you use oil, there will be some kind of pollution will be there, smoke and other things. And if you use coal also, there will be lot of pollution. But if you use natural gas, the pollution will be much less because it is very clean fuel. Then another advantage is it is cheaper than oil. So the price of the natural gas is much cheaper than oil. So we see oil has got two advantages and natural gas has got three advantages. Now let us see disadvantage of these two. If we use oil or natural gas, they also have got certain disadvantages. Let us see what are they. So first one is depletion of oxygen due to oil spillage and gas leakage. So it is possible that when we carry the oil through the tankers, or sometimes it is through pipe, the gas is through pipe, and the oil sometimes it is carried by ship, tanker through the sea. There's big tankers in the ship and it is carried through ship. So sometimes it is spilling or leaking. There can be gas leakage if the pipe has got some holes or the connection is loose. There can be leakage. Or oil, sometimes the tanker is meeting with accident and the tanker is overturning and the oil is spilling into the land. Or if it is in the ship, it can overturn and the oil is spilling into the sea, and so it can happen a lot of pollution. And if this oil is spilled into the land or gas is spilled, then what happens? It causes depletion of oxygen, so it will destroy the oxygen, it will reduce the amount of oxygen that is available. So it is a very dangerous thing for the atmosphere, for the biosphere, and the depletion, the oxygen will be depleted. And the second disadvantage is pollutants release cause acid rain. So the pollution that is taking place because of the using of this petrol or the oil or the gas, lot of pollution is there, smoke is there, other things are there. So this pollution can cause acid rain. So instead of normally we have rain, water, isn't it? When it is raining, it is the water that is falling down. But it is possible if these pollutants are released into the air so much, instead of water, what we will be getting is the acid. Acid will be falling down. You can imagine if the acid is falling on the plants, all the plants will die. If it is falling on the human beings or animals, we will have injuries, burned injuries, and we will be sick and so on. So it can cause acid rain. That's a great threat to the life of plants and animals. Then the third disadvantage of using oil and gas is exploration of new fuel is not easy. So we know the source of oil and gas, they are limited. We are using plenty, but the source is not much. The stock is only for few years. After a few years it will not be available anymore. So we have to find out where is the new source, new deposit of oil and gas. So we have to explore, we have to find out. It is not kept on top of the earth, it is very deep under the earth, inside the rock. So a lot of experiments are required in order to identify, in order to locate where this oil is available or where gas is available, and we have to drill it out and take it out. So it is very expensive as well. So we should not just think that there's plenty of oil, gas, we shall use it abundantly, lavishly. So if you think that way, then we are making a mistake. So because it is involving a lot of risk, a lot of expense, and so we should be very careful in consuming these resources and finishing them up. We have to use them very carefully. Then only we are doing justice to the nation and our fellow human beings. So that is two items, oil and natural gas. Now let us see about firewood. If we use firewood, what is the advantage? So we already said in the rural area more than half of the energy needs are met by firewood. So the village people have no other source, but they completely depend on firewood. So one is easy to access. So for people, they don't have to go and struggle much. They know where is the jungle, where is the tree growing. They can go there, cut down and bring home and make it dry and start using. So very easy to get the firewood. Then it provides energy to a large number of people. So all the people, all village people, poor people, for them all, the only source is firewood for their energy. To cook their food or to keep themselves warm, they need a lot of firewood. So firewood is easily available in the rural areas, therefore more people are depending on that. But at the same time, we find there is a lot of disadvantage also. Let's see what are the disadvantages of using this firewood. So one is collection is time consuming. So some people, they don't cut down the trees, they go and collect the firewood, dry branches. So they have to go far away to the jungle, they have to search from morning onwards for the dry sticks, and so it is time consuming. They may not be able to do any other work on that day. By the time they finish collecting firewood, the time will be over, the day will be over, and they have to come back. So that is a difficult thing that they are experiencing. Then second one is polluting. If you burn firewood, it creates a lot of smoke, and therefore there is a lot of pollution is there. That is a dangerous thing for the future life. Then third one is promoting greenhouse effect. Greenhouse effect means creating artificial heat. Artificial heat. You might have seen some nurseries where the trees are planted they make a house with a green sack or green tarpaulin and so on. So that is in order to create artificial heat, especially in the winter and so, where the place is very cold. They need to create this kind of greenhouse in order to increase the temperature. So when we burn the firewood, the smoke and the heat that it produces, it is creating a greenhouse effect. The temperature of the atmosphere goes up because of the smoke and so on. Then another dangerous thing or another disadvantage is it is causing deforestation. So the more firewood that we use, all the people are not able to get dry sticks from the forest, so therefore they go and cut down the trees, and it is leading to deforestation. On one side we are encouraging the afforestation, and on the other side people who are using firewood, they go and destroy the forest and causing deforestation. So we see the advantages are there for the village people, but at the same time there is also a lot of disadvantage, not only for them but all the people of that area. Now let us see about coal. Another conventional source of energy that we studied is coal. Let's see what are the advantages and disadvantages of using coal. First let us see advantages. So advantage, first one is it is extensively available. So in India we have a lot of coal fields are there, coal mines are there, and therefore it is easy to get access to it. We can just buy it. It is not very difficult to get it. So easily available. Then second one is efficient conversion to electricity. So we can use this coal for generating electricity as well. So it is very efficient in order to convert energy to electricity. From coal to electricity we can convert. So these are the two advantages. And let us see now the disadvantages of using coal. So first one is polluting source. So burning coal, you might have seen, if you have seen people burning coal, it produces a lot of smoke, more than the firewood coal. Black smokes are coming out in the factory, and so you might have seen how much of black smoke is coming out. So because they are burning coal inside, so it is very much polluting. And second one, the second disadvantage is that it is very bulky to transport. So coal, it is like big stone pieces, and therefore it is very bulky to transport from one place to another. We need big trucks in order to carry them. So these are the two disadvantages of using coal. One One is that it is polluting. Second one is that it is very bulky. Therefore, transportation is very difficult. Now let's come to the last conventional source of energy that we have just studied today, that is the hydel power. What are the advantages and what are the disadvantages? And first let us see advantages. The first one is that it is non-polluting. If we use the hydel power, it is not polluting at all. Then it promotes irrigation and fishing. So if we have dam, if we have water storage place, we can use that water also for irrigation, and we can also grow fish there. So both fishing as well as irrigation is supported by these hydel power stations. Then the third advantage is that it is very cheap. Among the power sources, the hydel power is the cheapest. Now let us see disadvantages. What are the disadvantages of using this hydel power? First one is displacement of local community. So that is a very dangerous threat. Displacement means the place is changed. So if you make a dam across the river, and the river water level comes up because of the dam, and people who are living nearby that area, all their houses will be under the water, all their cultivation field, farmland, everything will be under the water. So they are displaced, they have lost their place, their house, and they have to find out some other place. So because of making dam, the people of that area, they have lost their houses, they have property, their cultivation, everything is lost. So that's a very dangerous thing for the people of that area. Then another one is inundates low areas. So nothing is sinking. So when we build a dam, all the area that is very low, that will be inundated. Inundated means it will go under the water. So dam is very huge, very high wall is there, and when the water level comes up so high, all that low areas which people used to cultivate, or maybe forest areas, trees were growing there, so all that will be under the water. So it is affecting the nature, the biosphere. Then the third disadvantage is very expensive to set up. So we said the hydel power is very cheap, but in order to start producing hydel power, we need to set up dam, and dam we cannot simply build. It has to be built with great care, with great strength, because it has to block the water, the flow of the water. Therefore the wall has to be very strong, otherwise it will collapse, and the people who are living nearby there, they all will be affected in that flood, and their life will be in danger. Therefore it is very expensive to make a dam. Once we finish making a dam, then we can start producing electricity. It will be very cheap, but to set up that is very expensive. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of the various conventional sources of energy. So we found which is useful, which is not useful, or which is beneficial, which is harmful, and so on. So this knowledge should help us in choosing which source of energy am I going to depend. Am I going to depend on a source of energy that is going to create a lot of pollution, or is it am I going to use a source of energy that is going to do harm to others, like harm to the ecology, harm to the atmosphere, harm to the people who are living there? So we have to make a right choice, and we have to choose the best option that will cause less harm to the nature and to our fellow human beings. Then only we can really say that we are part of this development. Otherwise we will be developing, but other people will be suffering. So our development should not be at the expense of others. We should help everyone to enjoy the blessings of the nature, the resources of the nature, and everyone should have an opportunity to get developed, get benefit, and grow higher and higher. So thank you for listening, and the next class we shall study about non-conventional sources of energy. So till then, bye.